Hey guys, Huzz here bringing you another video. Now today's video is something a little bit different than I normally do. I never really do PBE content, but we're doing PBE content. So the reason for it is this is the brand new Warwick, everybody. I'm using the hyena skin because I think it looks like Crash Bandicoot, and I just thought I'd mess around. So people ask me all the time when a new champion comes out, do I do anything special on the PBE? Not really, no. We're in a bot game right now. I'm not going to pretend it's a fancy game or anything like that. It's literally a bot game, and I just learned the champion myself. The reason why I don't go in games against other players is because right now I've got 150 MS, 150 ping. It's a little bit too unresponsive to actually learn a champion fully, but in a bot game, I can still... I'm actually at the wrong camp. I can still completely, like, you know what I'm doing... effectively. I know what the champion does and stuff like that, so that's kind of what I do. So I just thought, I don't know how long this video will be, I don't even know if we'll do the whole game, but I just thought I'd do like a mini commentary, I guess, on the PBE with Warwick. I know it's in a bot game, which is a bit weird on my channel, but let's just kind of go through what the champion does, I guess. So just Q is it's a lunge, and it does damage, and it does target maximum health by magic damage, by the way, so people have to build MR against you, and you actually heal as well, but if you lock on, Warwick is connected to the target, and basically if you hold down the Q, no matter what mobility they use, if you actually let go at the right time, you will follow them. I believe that includes Flash, that includes Zac E if he E'd and you did it at the right time. That's just him. It's really effective. Your W is passive. It gives you 50% attack speed against enemies below 50% health. So you'll be like, oh god, you're getting low here. Doesn't matter. And then he also senses champions with low health, moving 35% faster when he's out of combat. So you'll actually see my attack speed, if you've noticed, is getting quicker the lower health things actually are. Your E... there is also, if you activate it, by the way, if I press it just to show you, see this line of red, and like where it is, it just shows me where the lowest health enemy is in the nearby area. Your E, when you activate it, gives you 35% damage reduction over 2.5 seconds. When you reactivate it, it can do a slow. You can reactivate it anytime you want, or you can just kind of let it do its thing. You can see the blood trail also now is going up this way because it spots somebody below a certain percentage health. It's cool. Like, I like that mechanic quite a lot. Warwick, I did yesterday, if you're unaware, Riot themselves, they employ a playtest team that they're all challenger players or ex-pros. And they did a stream yesterday where he was playing Warwick, one of them, and he was the main playtester for the champion. And he explained a lot. And I will, you can go watch the VOD if you want to, but it was, quite long, so I can kind of convey some of the points here. So Warwick now, he's basically a tanky thing that does CC. The whole, I know some people still to this day play AP Warwick. That's pretty much gone, unfortunately, for you guys. If you do play it, there's no big scale. You can see here, there's no AP scaling anymore. Unless they change it, again, this is PB, this is subject to change. Unless they change it, AP Warwick is no more at all. And he's pretty much only going to be a jungler. Like, I know some people play him top, but it's pretty much going to be a jungler. And yeah, he's interesting. Like, there are some already, I can just point out crazy weaknesses of the champion. Again, like the old Warwick used to have, is that he's subject to CC by a lot. If you go on some people with your ultimate, you can get knocked out of that and you instantly will die. That's why you kind of have to go tanky. I will say, though, the ultimate, you jump, basically, and I know a lot of people have been like, oh god, AD carries rip again. Kinda, but it is a skill shot, so you leap into the air, and it's a skill shot, so you can miss it, or they can flash out of it. And also, you can see this is the distance that it can go on rank 1. This distance goes up, the more ranks it gets. So in the max rank of Ultimate, you'll do more. But then more importantly, it scales, the range scales with movement speed. So that's why Ghost is pretty much the best summoner spell hands down on Warwick now. Because you need that movement speed. So let's use Q. So you can see there, I held onto it. So if the Grump were to teleport somewhere around the map, at that point, I would have followed him. Do it again. So if you can just press Q, it will just do the crunch. Or when you use it in a different way, if you hold it down, I'll do it now. If you hold it down, you actually lunge towards them, and you'll follow them even if they flash and that type of thing. So that's pretty cool. Maxing-wise, maxing W is 100% what you want to do. Let's actually go back. The reason for it is because you gain that passive attack speed on low targets. Now, I want to say as well, Warwick seems to be a very, and I mean very effective jungler at doing early early dragons and stuff like that. So we'll probably do one in a minute or two, and I'll just try to show you what I mean. But it's a risky dragon, and that is what the designer, who was also part of the stream, he said he wanted to have Warwick be able to do stuff like this, but is always going to be a risk to him. You know, you take Ghost on Warwick, you don't even have Flash if you're caught, but if you want to do the early dragon, which you can do, it's risky because you could just get killed. You know, there's no escape. So stuff like that, it's interesting. It does give an interesting decision-making aspect to the champion, which is good. So I'll say already, like, I've played one other game before this that I went in for about half an hour, just to kind of learn the champion a bit. And I'll say he's definitely better than the old Warwick. What I just say, he just feels like a new champion. He feels like they've taken the concept of what Warwick was. They've kept very much in tune with it. You know, he is kind of the old Warwick. Let's just get like a kill or two if we can. Come back. Let's get that fear going. So if you hold it down, you actually go through them. So that's how I got out of range of tower. So that's also a pretty neat trick too. But yeah, it's basically, to me, is if Warwick was released, if Warwick never existed, and then they had the idea of this type of champion in 2017, this is what you'd get. You'd get this champion. You know, it's pretty much perfect for what you'd think Warwick could be. People may also ask, do I think he's going to be a competitive pick? Again, it's kind of hard to decide, you know, just by playing bot games. Again, don't take all what I'm saying like, oh, this is 100% what he's going to be. I can't play, like, amazingly well on the PBE because of my limitation. But I don't know. Maybe. I still think the ultimate is his weakest point. When you're standing stationary in an ultimate, a high rating, or competitive, it's not that useful. It's why, like, you don't see Malzahar that much in competitive play. It's countered too easy. Okay, we're going to do the dragon just to show you guys. So a lot of people are going to go, oh, he's not going to be able to do this. So we're just going to smite it myself because, again, we're not going to get contested. So this is a perfect ideal situation. If at level 5 you only have a machete and a Tiamat, I'm not going to use any more spells right now. And this is what Warwick can do. And again, this is the point. If people came to stop him, he would die. Like 100% he would die. But he can do dragon at level 5, potentially even level 4 by himself. So that, I'd say, is a pretty big strength to him. And I say whenever Warwick gets released, probably in the next, you know, month or two, that's a big thing you're going to have to notice. That's a big thing you're going to have to be like, okay, yeah, Warwick can do dragon, so always have an early ward on it. Like, why wouldn't you? So we will go for an ultimate in a second, because we haven't really fought them that much apart from that double kill in bot lane. So we'll go on. So the blood scent, by the way, if you're wondering what it is, if you follow the blood scent, you get a movement speed buff towards the target that's low. So you can see my ultimate is that big, and boom. And he dodged it. Again, it's a skill shot. He dodged it with his decoy, I think. So that sucks. And I will say, the guy that was playtesting it, he's been literally playtesting Warwick for the last couple months. He missed more ultimates than he hit. So I don't know if they need to do some more fine-tuning with, like, how it's skill box and stuff. Because I say, the one thing I don't like about it, it's a lunge. I'd much prefer if it was an actual, like, circle, a visible, like, circle you could see. Now, you can see my blood scent right now goes all the way... I think it went pretty close to top lane there. It has some decent range to it. Like, you can see on the minimap there, that big circle, that's how big that blood scent is. That you can get a movement speed that big, like a movement range that big. So that's pretty good. So if we run... I don't know if he's low enough health to be blood scented, but let's have a look. If we run close to him, any second, if he's low enough, he's not high enough health. He has to be below 50%, I believe, yeah. Let's try and get a kill, though. Another one. Item build, though, just to kind of explain what the playtesters' thoughts at least were, and what I've already been thinking, is I think Cinderhulk is going to be your best friend. I think you are going to be playing a tankier Warwick style rather than damage. I don't even think you'll build bulk on this champion or any damage. I don't think it's what he would want to do. I think you pretty much will just go full tank. And just be that CCing annoying thing that people always have to be scared about. People will also ask, you know, when I have that blood scent and I have a trail, do people know that they have a trail? Like, they know they're being hunted? Yes, they do. They'll have a massive a woo, like the howl from Warwick, in their ear, so they 100% know they're getting hunted. So let's try to go for bot lane again. Maxing second. I've also been thinking that I'm going to max E second. Because, again, I am not playing... Oh, I wouldn't play this champion for damage. And I know that's going to upset a lot of current Warwick players. Because they build, like, Bork and Ginsu's on him. They're just changing the champion completely. Like, that's not what he's going to be anymore. So let's Ghost for movement speed. So there's the range. So I'm still ghosting, and jump. And there we go. So it's the old Warwick ult that you guys see. People will be like, why Titanic? Well, hopefully you just saw there. The Titanic was actually going off while the ultimate was. All that AoE damage was actually happening while my ultimate was going off. So that's why Titanic Hydra Rush is such a good item for him. And on-hit stuff does also do it. So if you were to buy a Blade of the Ruined King, it would also do it. You'd also get that effect for the ultimate. You'd also get the Ginsu, I guess, for the ultimate. But one that is Wit's End, I actually think could be a pretty good item on him. The attack speed with magic resist is a tanky item, but actually gives you a bit more bonus damage. And I think that's what Warwick will turn into. If you want to build any damage on the champion, I think it will be a damage tank item. I don't think it will be a pure damage item like Blade. I think it will be like, it's a tank item that has damage capabilities. And I think that's pretty cool. I like that. So no, I think it's been already, and I'll say already, and I know it's early, a successful rework. This is going to be much more useful to Warwick than what he is now. And again, people say, how do you judge of how useful a champion is? I'd always look at like competitive play and stuff like that, because the champions that are playing in competitive are there for a reason, because they're very strong, and Warwick has not seen competitive play in years. Ooh. Let's go for the Blood Sun. Look how quick I am, by the way. So when you have this with Ghost, your ultimate, by the way, will go crazy. So that's the kind of cool thing with Warwick. So that does no damage, the E. It's just a pure utility ability. What I want to try and do... I actually was playing earlier and yesterday just a bot game. I played 2 bot games before this. I was trying to see if I could do Baron myself with full tank. I couldn't. But I didn't go to 6 items. So I'd be curious to see if Warwick could do Baron by himself with 6 items. Because if he could, that would be literally ridiculous. The reason for it, again, if you're completely like, why can he do all this stuff? He gains... This passive Eternal Hunter. Warwick basic attacks deal bonus magic damage. If Warwick is below 50% health, he heals the same amount. That's pretty good. And then if Warwick is below 25% health, his healing triples. So Spirit Visage is literally going to be your best friend on this champion. It increases the healing of that. It's just ridiculous. Let's do Rift Herald. Let's do Rift Herald. We've got 2.6k gold right now. Rift Herald is really hard to do by yourself, as most of you probably know. And let's just see if we can do it. I have no idea if we can do it. I have not tried doing Rift Herald by myself at this level with having only a, what's it called? A Titanic Hydra. And I think a lot of it will depend if I can get it to 50% health. If I can get it to 50% health, I think we're fine. It just depends if we can get there, because I am already getting quite low. It's nearing 50% health. Getting there. It's going to be close. So this video, if you take anything from this video, it's kind of my first impressions. So there we go. He's at 50% health now. And there we go. He'll just do it. That's ridiculous. That's so much sustain. The designer did say he might be slightly overtuned. And yeah, I think he is. If someone, like this, by the way, right now, this is broken. Like, this shouldn't be allowed. This is a Rift Herald. And he's just doing it by himself. That's crazy. So let's go back and actually buy. We'll buy, like, again, the iron build that I think you'll do is, I think you'll do exactly this. I think you'll leave the machete there, get the Titanic, because I think it's just the strongest, and then I think you'll go back and buy the Cinderhulk, and then also Swifties, probably, because obviously the movement speed. But let's go down bot lane, and let's just see how quick we can actually get it. So if you Ghost as well, so you can see they're spazzing out. And then boom. AoE damage, that did like nothing. Actually, I want to get the CS. We'll get him in a second. Movement speed will be able to catch up with him. Ta-da. And Q. But no, I think he's pretty interesting. The question is, though, do I think he's going to be competitive? Am I honest? And literally my honest thing right now, no, I don't think he's going to be. The reason for it is because his ult, I still don't think it's a very competitive ult. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, and I always like when new champions hit the scene. But I just don't see this guy being competitive. Because you always have to ask yourself the question, I always say to you guys, why would you play a certain champion over a different one? Why would you play Warwick over Lee Sin? You know, even if you go tank Lee Sin, why would you do that? Why would you play Warwick over, you know, a number of champions that have been good for years? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. Stop. So yeah, you can kind of see the strength. So this video, again, it wasn't just to kind of like teach you about Warwick. It was just to kind of give you guys my first impressions. And be like, okay, this is what I think is going to happen to this guy. If you're wondering what this is, by the way, this is showing you where people are. Oh, no. Is he going to get away? No. No. Hey, he stopped his base. Ah, you stupid bot. But yeah, it was just to give my first impressions, basically. Fear in midair. So that's pretty much going to be it. I just thought I'd do this extra video just to have some type of content because people have already been asking me in the comments going, what do I think of Warwick? It's like, well, here you go. I think he's cool. I think it's better than the old Warwick, but I still potentially don't think it's going to be a competitive pick. But if you enjoyed this type of video, throw a like on it because I might start to do it more. Like, again, I do this anyway. I go in bot games on the PBE when a new champion gets released, so I actually know what they do. But if you want me to do it, like, with you guys, like I'm doing right now, yeah, just let me know. So if you did enjoy, throw a like on it, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.